I think the best way to start is through that champion, right? So someone at the top or at your level who has a passion that sees the connection with the company, it ties back into the company's core areas, and is able to jump on it. I mean, that's, I think, the key, to have one person who's willing to make this their own and to own it. For us, our CEO has just jumped all over this and had felt for a long time that we hadn't leveraged, if you will, the things that we were doing. So he's had a personal interest in seeing our initiative move forward. I don't think we fit in that small company category, but I think the principle is the same.
Tricia, Laura, anything to add?
Yeah, the other thing I think I would just add, that is critical. I think what you've just said there is just critical. You've got to have that champion. And I think, really understanding what the interests are of your employees is very important. And so I would think, you've got to have somebody that can understand what your business interests are, and then also pair that with what your employee interests are. So one of the ways that we try to do that, and this works for small companies, large companies, is to really survey, do focus groups, try to find out, what the interests are and what's going to best suit the culture of your company. And how can you really do that? And you've got to, have that champion from the top down. I think you've got to be able to make that case, because honestly, if you don't have your top management support, or even some kind of level of management support that really says this is important for our company, your employees aren't going to feel empowered to be able to go do something.
And maybe test some things out. I think, as Tricia said earlier, use a team building activity as one of your volunteer activities, which is a better fit kind of from experience, is probably a good way to start as well. Kind of hands-on.
Yep. Questions from the floor? Anybody? Randy, any questions?
Well, I wondered if we could get copies of their presentation.
Absolutely. I will certainly make them available to anybody who would like them. Please.
You all mentioned that you focus on certain organizations that relate to your businesses. Even within that focus, I'm sure you get a tremendous number of requests from organizations that fit that category. As you look at those requests, what are the things that you see that you would encourage them to do better in the way they approach your companies?
I'll take a shot. Hello, got it, okay. I'll take a shot at that first. So, certainly within what we're trying to do, we're very focused on STEM education. That's a very hot topic right now. Everyone is trying to glob on to STEM education, and they're trying to see what can they do to make a difference. So we're getting all kinds of requests. Organizations that have never had any association with STEM education are now trying to bring in STEM education. They're even trying to bring in, we're big supporters of the arts, but they're trying to change STEM, science, technology, engineering, math, to STEAM, science, technology, art, and math, engineering, arts, and math. And really I've never seen any studies. I mean, I love the arts, but I've never seen any studies that said the competitiveness of our country is going to be based upon how many new artists we have. We're really trying to equip the next scientists and mathematicians out there. But I think what's really important for us, and what we really look at when we're evaluating those, we don't shy away from new requests come in. We want to see what's out there, but we say, how does it really align with us and our strategic objectives? So we focus primarily on teacher effectiveness and student engagement, and which of those programs can be most effective at being able to help us achieve those. So even within STEM, even within science and math education, we have particular focuses that we're trying to move forward. And so we look at that, and we can pretty much look and talk to an organization to understand if they really have a good program in place. They need to show us outcomes, results, and how they're going to be able to measure that to show us how are they going to be able to help us with our initiatives.
I would say our approach is a little more grassroots. And so two things come to mind. One, do your homework, right? So if you're going in to see someone, or if you're being asked and they haven't figured out or decided or determined where your core philanthropic or CSR focus is, well, it's just a mismatch from the beginning. What offsets that is point number two, and that's relationships. You all know from your individual philanthropic activities. Yeah, people give to causes, but people give to people, right? You wrote a check because it was your friend who came and asked you to write a check for this particular organization that they believe passionately in. And you know what? It works the same way on the corporate level. We take a lot of meetings every week for nonprofit organizations that we're not going to fund, but we take the meetings because of the relationships. And they know that, and they are very creative in finding out how there's a connection, right? But I think the organizations that we funded that at first we would have thought, no way, that's just not a connection. Because of those relationships and because we keep a relatively open mind, we were able to see that connection.
Laura, you get the last word. Any additional thoughts?
Well, we're a bit different. We have many letters that we get coming in asking for all sorts of donations, mostly on a small scale. So it's harder for them to find connections to our business model that makes sense on the scale that we're looking for. So I would say definitely we're looking for big scale and really a good match to our business initiatives.
Tricia, go ahead.
One thing, additional item that I wanted to say, one of the things that we're starting to look more for and actually requiring a lot of our partners that we work with is collaboration, not duplication. So whenever an organization may come in and ask us for funding, if they're trying to go into an area that we know that there's already another organization doing that, that doesn't make sense. And so we really do try to encourage collaboration.
Creighton Webb, Tricia Cunningham, Laura Rojo, Eddie, our thanks.